Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. Finally, that time of the year has come when we will start having our discussion on the yearly predictions, yearly theme for the year 2025. Now guys, if I were to summarize this word in one line, I would say what a year it is. Year filled with camaraderie, brotherhood and humanitarianism. Your inner light is going to be getting awakened this year. So guys, before we will get into the customized results specific to your rising sign, we will try to understand that how major planets are going to be behaving in this year. So definitely we will first start with how the Hindu lunar year calendar calculations is saying something for this year. So guys, our Hindu calendar, like generally the new year starts from the Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, which as per in the year 2025 is going to be beginning on the March 30th of 2025. Now it is important to know because through this we will get to know that who is going to be the king of this year. So like the Hindu calendar, which will start from the March 30th of 2025 and will be there till April 4th 2026. So during this year, because it is going to be falling on a Sunday, so the king of the year is going to be the planet Sun, and the Mantri, the minister of this year, is going to be the planet Moon. Now guys, whenever Sun and Moon somehow take the precedence over there, you will definitely find a synchronicity between the ruler and the masses. Second thing is that we also get to know a little bit about the year from the Samvatsar calculation as well. Like the way this year, which is filled with, like the year 2024, which is filled with war, and just from the Hindu calendar calculation, a lot was already predicted by many Vedic astrologers, because the minister, the king, the Samvatsar was angry, Krodhi, minister, king was also Saturn and Mars. Now if I were to talk about for this Samvatsar, the name of the Samvatsar is Vishwa Vasu. So that also tells about prosperity, taking care of the people. Like the way it has been believed that those people who are born even in this Samvatsar, they tend to demonstrate very virtuous qualities. So far we got to know from the Hindu calendar calculation that during this year there is going to be a synchronicity between the sun, the primal light and the moon with our subconsciousness, the collective way of thinking and behaving. Along with that guys, now if you want to understand it from what numerology has to say, so year 2025, if you're going to be making a sum total of it, so you will get the universal year as the number 9. Now guys, in numerology, 9 is somehow connected with the brotherhood, which is connected with the philanthropy and humanitarianism. So all these are the qualities which will somehow be taking a precedence. Second thing is that even if you want to understand somehow the theme of this year, so you have to go down the memory lane, like the way the very last time when we have had this universal year, it was in the year 2016. You will make a sum total, you will get the number 9. Now even the highlight or the theme of that year was, people say that okay, number 9 has got something to do with leaving, with finishing, ending all those things which are not serving any purpose. Now what was the major highlight of the year 2016? Brexit. We all know about UK leaving European Union, and like the way in the US elections, Russia was being involved for the spying and all. So somehow similar theme can also repeat over this year. But guys, the good part is that public is going to be a part of whatever the people in the power are going to be behaving. There is definitely going to be a unison, a harmony over there. So that is all what I can say from the Vedic calculation, from the numerology. Now we will try to look at how the three major players in this year are going to be behaving. First is the planet Saturn, then planet Jupiter, and then our favorite Rahu and Ketu. So guys, Saturn is going to be transiting in the sign of Pisces on March 30th. Now how can you look at this transit? So guys, the highlight of this transit is going to be, it will definitely take our attention towards the concerns of spiritual growth, intuitive insight, emotional maturity, karmic resolution. You will definitely find that many people are going to be talking about spirituality, about mental health, about their rights. And guys, the good part is that, trust me, I will not be surprised if this year you will witness many cult group which will be coming into forefront, because along with this, Rahu is also going to be making a foray in the Aquarius, a typical sign of bohemia, of humanitarianism. So like the way there used to be a time in the 60s when there was a wave of the hippie culture, so the world could expect the same wave of rising cult and hippie culture in the year 2025 as well, because we cannot overlook that you have to study everything in synchronicity with the numerology vibration as well. And number 9 has got a lot to do with the giving away things, where you do not get too much interest in that rat race of the materialism. So combining Saturn's presence in the Pisces along with the numerology vibration, Rahu's presence, definitely spirituality and a new age spirituality is going to be the highlight of the year 2025. Along with that guys, Saturn from over here, from the Pisces sign, is going to be giving its third aspect to the Taurus sign. Now definitely Saturn's third aspect is always a very restraining force, so it can definitely pull many investors are going to be pulling out their money from the market. The global market or economy could be little bit restrained in the year 2025. From over here, Saturn is going to be giving its straight aspect to the Virgo sign. So healthcare will definitely experience a boost in the year 2025, where you will definitely find the governments, and this could be United Nations, and all these organizations are going to be very accountable, very responsible towards any of the health crisis. Like there is a very less kind of possibility of any pandemic kind of situation which the world has witnessed when Rahu was transiting in the Gemini in 2019, 2020, which we have witnessed all of that. Along with that, Saturn is going to be giving its 10th aspect, the aspect with which it rewards us for our good karma. So with its 10th aspect, Saturn is going to be looking at the Sagittarius sign. So one thing is for sure guys, that next year, if let's say for example, you are a kind of person who is known for integrity, ethics, values, morals, and you somehow hold this potential to educate, enlighten and inspire the world, and if you're actually consistently, diligently working hard in that direction, so Saturn's transit in the Pisces will definitely reward you. So somehow this transit and its highlight or theme is going to be that all those people who are unconditionally doing something which is very voluntary work, some sort of social work, who are devoted towards the awakening of the inner spiritual light, healthcare related concerns and all, those people are definitely going to be getting benefited in the year 2025 because of the blessing and grace of the planet Saturn. Now guys, the global events which you have to watch out for because of the contribution of the planet Saturn is going to be the water related disaster, increased regulation of pharmaceutical and healthcare industries, breakthrough in marine biology, oceanography, aquatic technologies, growing social movements for emotional intelligence, mental health awareness and spiritual freedom, economic shift in industries related to art, entertainment or spirituality. When we talk about which sectors or people are definitely going to be getting benefited because of the contribution of the planet Saturn, so you will definitely see that there is going to be innovative solutions for the ocean conservation in the year 2025, advancement in the holistic healthcare, global unity through shared spiritual or cultural experiences, increased empathy in international relations, renaissance of traditional art forms and cultural heritage. And guys, like every year from July 13th till November 27th, Saturn is going to be retrograde in the Pisces sign only, which will definitely somehow give it more chasteable. You will definitely have the power of effort, power of endurance to fortify the intent, or this could be the humanitarian intent with which you will be working when Saturn is going to be transiting in the, and it is going to be retrograde in the Pisces sign. Now guys, when we talk about from the point of view of the planet Jupiter, the planet of blessing, good fortune, expansion, Jupiter is the planet which gives us hope, optimism and prosperity in all areas of our life. Now Jupiter is definitely in a very sensitive situation, rather I would say it's in a rush to finish its stay or its transit in the Gemini. Because guys, Jupiter is going to be transiting in the Gemini sign on like May 13th. From May 13th, like imagine it will enter the Cancer sign on October 19th. Now definitely it is going to be turning retrograde again on November 12th, and then again it will enter back in the Gemini in the December 5. But my concern over here is that imagine the pace of Jupiter from May 13th till October 19th. So the point which I'm trying to say over here is that Jupiter's placement and its transit in the Gemini will give results in a very fast paced way. Whatsoever Jupiter's promise is going to be in the Gemini, in your chart, in your life, you will get the results in a very fast paced way. And let's say for example, if you have already important inner planets being placed in the Gemini in your natal chart, you are also in the Jupiter Dasha, experience a blast of the results when in next year from May 13th till October 19th. Now for all those people who are in any capacity connected with the fields of technology, sales, media, networking, communication, these are among those people who will definitely get benefited next year when Jupiter is going to be transiting in the Gemini sign. So guys, some of the probable outcome could be in the form of the explosion of the information. It is going to be extremely blessed time for the creators in year 2025. You will definitely experience a breakthrough in artificial intelligence, robotics and cyber security, advancement in 5G, 6G, quantum computing, and social media will evolve like the way no one would have imagined. And there is definitely going to be virtual and augmented reality advancements which we all will be experiencing in the year 2025. And now guys, finally our favorite Rahu and Ketu. So in the month of May, around May 19th only, Rahu is going to be transiting in the sign of Aquarius and Ketu is going to be transiting in the Leo sign. Now guys, the good part about this placement is that we cannot even overlook that this axis is little bit karmic in nature as well. In the original Kal Purush Kundli, Leo is the sign or 5th house is connected with the past life merits, Pur Punya as well. Within the Leo sign, you will find somehow the own nakshatra ruled by Ketu, which is the Magha. In the Aquarius, you will find in the core, in the heart of the Aquarius, you will find the nakshatra ruled by the planet Rahu, which is the Sadbhisha. So that means somehow they have got very strong affinity whenever Rahu is in the Aquarius and Ketu is transiting in the Leo. So that in itself means, guys, let's say for example, if you have sown seeds for being recognized, this year can grant you that sort of popularity, that sort of fame. If you are completely dedicated and devoted towards I always get confused with this word, revolutionizing the face of technology, this year can give you a chance for that. If you have those humanitarian intent to give back to the society, make world a better place. Irrespective of judging someone's caste, creed, color, bringing the world together, this year can grant you that sort of platform, that sort of voice, that sort of position to influence or change the world. And definitely guys, with Ketu's placement in the Leo sign, you will definitely have got some sort of expertise which you will demonstrate or manifest in your life in this year. So guys, after getting a brief idea about all the planets behaving in this year, how our Vedic Chaitra Shukla Pratipada New Year calendar calculation is predicting, and also getting a brief idea from the synopsis from the numerology, now we will shift our discussion customized to your rising sign and the yearly predictions for the year 2025. Okay guys, now we will shift our discussion to the customized results for this year for all the Leo rising natives. So guys, before we will start looking at that how all the attributes of the houses of your natal chart is going to be getting benefited this year, I just want to wish all of you guys a very happy new year. May all of your wishes get fulfilled this year. So guys, to begin with, now first of all, what is the theme which we can see for you guys? So the theme which I have written is a boost in your network and opportunities this year, along with some deep soul searching about your life purpose and contributions to the world. Very good year for the students. Success in the matters of marriage, love affairs, and acquisition of inheritance or any paternal properties. Now, when we come to your first house, which tells about your public image, which tells about the concerns of your health and your overall achievement and accomplishments in any given point of time. So regarding the matters of your first house, we all know that Ketu is going to be transiting to this house on May 19th, which will or which could bring little bit of the personality based problems. Like the way guys, I always say this thing that whenever Ketu is transiting from the first house, or like even if it is getting conjunct with the ascendant lord in the transit, it somehow creates the identity crisis related issue. So the points which I have written for you is, this is a good time to be honest with yourself, shed some complexes and have a change of psychology, because I mentioned psychology, and the main house of psychology, research, deep thinking is the 8th house, where Saturn is going to be transiting this year. So that means you may be physically or emotionally vulnerable, so try not to be too self-critical this year. Specific months like the months of May and August, September could bring sudden titles, victories, promotion or recognition from the government, because guys, we all know this thing that Ketu in itself is attached with the flag of achievement and accomplishments. And the months which I mentioned, the month of May, August and September, that time the dispositor of the Ketu, like your ascendant lord Sun, is going to be in a strengthened state. Now guys, coming to the matters of your second house, which is the house of your finances, your relationship with the family members, your speech, your eating habits, your inculcated values. So the points which I have written over here is that Saturn's straight aspect on the second house is going to be influencing this house after March 30th, which will facilitate consistency in the financial flow. However, could bitter your terms with the immediate family members. So guys, as much as the straight aspect of the Saturn coming in from the 8th house to your second house is, it might be good for the consistency in the financial flow or some sort of big major investments and all. But when we talk about Saturn straight aspect from the 8th house, it is never very good and supportive for having that harmony within the immediate family members. So these are the few points which I wanted to mention. Along with that, there could be possibility of gains through past investments, or for those who are engaged in occult, insurance or research businesses. Now your second lord, which becomes the planet Mercury, is transiting from the 6th and the 7th house in the month of February, which will be good for business and those who are in the job. March, especially April and May, is sensitive for finances, as your second lord Mercury is going to be debilitated, which can only happen in the 8th house, retrograde and in a war zone in the 8th house. 10th and 11th house transit, like when your second lord Mercury is going to be transiting in your 10th house and your 11th house in the month of June, is going to be good for more and better opportunities. When it is going to be transiting, like in the months of July, August and September, it is going to be transiting from your 12th house, and it is going to be getting conjunct when it will enter your first house to Ketu. So in the months of July, August and September, the financial inflow could be little bit slow. rather these could turn out to be the expensive months as well. And the months of October, November and December is profitable and going to be filled with many opportunities. Now guys, when we come to your third house, so definitely we know that third house, which tells about your relationship with your friends, with your younger siblings, short travels, your initiatives, your courage, your prowess, all of that we see from the third house. In your case, over here you will find the energy of the planet Venus in the form of the Libra energy over here. So guys, the points which I have written for you is that your third house is going to be receiving the aspect of the planet Jupiter, like definitely after May 13th. So Jupiter's aspect to this house will facilitate many opportunities, resources and support this year. You should be thinking in the lines of scaling up, expansion and staying progressive with your talents, skill set and offerings this year. And certain months, so in the months of January and February, transit of your third lord planet Mercury from a friendly sign in the 7th house and then getting exalted in the 8th house is good for pleasure, business and research. The months of March and April is sensitive because of planetary concentration in the 8th house along with retrograde motion of the planet Venus. The months of May, June and July is good for growth in career and doing things for wisdom and higher faith. August will be good for recognition, boost in income and networking. September and October is good for travel and personal branding. November and December are going to be filled with financial opportunities, comforts and enjoyments. Now guys, when we reach your 4th house, which definitely tells about your command over the public, inner emotional fulfillment and domestic life, buying a house, all of those attributes we see from the 4th house. So the points which I have written over here is that for 2025, very good for investments in mortgage, construction or buying an apartment. Although with Saturn in the 8th, especially people going for construction, plan carefully considering the potential delays. Now the feelings of insecurity, self-harm, hidden enemies will be high in the first 6 months of the year, because we know that your 4th lord become the planet Mars and the kind of state, like it is going to be staying debilitated in your 12th house for a long span of time. The minute it is going to enter your 1st house, it is going to get conjunct with Ketu. That is also a concern. So I mean to say, feeling of insecurity, self-harm, hidden enemies will be high in the first 6 months of the year. Initially, because 4th lord in the 12th and then getting conjunct with Ketu in the 1st house. Now, the months of like August will bring income from, especially from the Martian pursuit. Like definitely if you are like already engaged in the field connected with the Mars, manpower or gemstones, or like you being a doctor, being a surgeon or being a realtor or in the business of construction or something. So those people in the month of the August can get benefited. September, October will be good for the creators, freelance people and self-employed professionals. November, December is good for strong achievements in the public or artistic creative domain. Now guys, when we reach your 5th house, definitely 5th house, which tells about your academic pursuit, interest in mantra, spiritual practices, anything to do with the stock market, speculation, love interest, all of that is 5th house. Now, in your 5th house, you will definitely find the energy of the planet Jupiter in the form of the Sagittarius, which in this year is going to be receiving the dual aspect, both from the planet Jupiter and the planet Saturn. So, this house will be receiving the dual aspect, which means all the attributes of this house will bloom this year. A very good year for the students, artists and people engaged in stock market. Guys, it's always a very good omen whenever a house lord look back at the same house. So Jupiter in the transit, once it will enter the Gemini in your 11th house, it will be looking back the fifth house of yours. So that means a very good year for people who are right now trying to do something or achieve something pertaining to the matters of the fifth house, and nothing would be better than that. Over and above that, if during this year you are also going through the Mahadasha, Antardasha of the planet Jupiter, and that too Jupiter is well placed in your chart, then trust me, you are headed in the very right direction. So success in the love interest, those who are in the path of yoga, mantra sadhana will progress this year. Now guys, moving ahead, now once we reach your sixth house, so definitely guys, sixth house is the house of your competition. This is the house of any lawsuit, any debt, credit, loans related concern, your daily life we see from here. For the service professional, if you are in a job, so this house will become very important for you. So guys, the sixth lord will transit to the 8th house on March 30th, which will form a kind of a Vipreet Raj Yoga for many individuals. So we all know this thing guys, that in your case the 6th lord become the planet Saturn. It is going to be transiting in your 8th house, so it will definitely form a Raj Yoga. So the 6th lord will transit to the 8th house on March 30th, which will form a kind of Vipreet Raj Yoga for many individuals. Now health will be on the radar due to the infection, viruses, and along with that, it's not only that the 6th lord is going in the 8th house, Ketu is also there in your first house. So yes, health could be on the radar, especially when we talk about this could be any animal bite or infection, viruses. You have to be a little bit careful over there. And if not given a good care, the concern over here is that it might take a long time to be diagnosed and cured. A very good year for some sudden stupendous rise to position in your line of work. That potential is very strongly there. Strong chances of having an upper edge in any of the ongoing lawsuit related issues. Now guys, moving ahead, now once we will come to your 7th house, over there we will find the energy of the planet Saturn only in the form of the Aquarius. Now the best part about this year is that out of all the planets, the only one planet which is going to be in the best of the dignity, that planet is the kingmaker. It is the Rahu. Because guys, Saturn in the Pisces is a mediocre placement. Jupiter in the Gemini is not considered as very good, I mean to say, but Rahu in the Aquarius is like very powerful. So the points which I've written for you is that Rahu's arrival in the house of others create a huge need to experience satisfaction from relationship. The urgency to find this can also result in many affairs. If you are without partnership, this transit can promise meeting a new love or making a more permanent commitment. So for your love life to get very much adventurous and finding a partner if you are single, and those who have got that sort of very kind of hedonistic kind of lifestyle, getting into many relationship, all of that is possible. Rahu is coming here in your 7th house. Now and along with that guys, many exotic, diverse, multicultural experiences in the matters of the public dealing, and also this is going to be time to grow and expand in your business. Now guys, moving ahead, now once we will come to your 8th house, in any of the yearly prediction, 8th house and studying the 8th house becomes very important, because it's the 8th house only which can creep some sort of issue, sudden problem in our life. But guys, the good part is that because Saturn's transit in the 8th house will slow down the possibility of any sudden, abrupt, unpredictable, unpleasing kind of events. So it's a good news in a way. So the points which I have written for you is that Saturn's arrival here after March 30th will make you heavily invested in your professional and business commitments. It will also activate the spiritual awakening process for many individuals. And guys, the good part is that it is a promising transit for those eyeing for, like I would say that they are eyeing or they are fighting for any family share or inheritance of any sort. Now guys, moving ahead to your 9th house. Now definitely once we will reach your 9th house, over here is in your case in the 9th house we will find the energy of the planet Mars. So now we know this thing, the kind of combination and the alignment which the planet Mars is kind of making in the transit. So the points which I have written pertaining to the matters of your house of luck, higher wisdom, divinity, your relationship with your father is that Your ninth lord is transiting in the first 6 months of the year, initially in the 12th and then getting conjunct with Ketu in the first. So it will lead towards this kind of outcome, that it will be supportive for pilgrimages, approval on work permit, PR, visa concerns, but at the same time feelings of insecurity and self-harm will also prevail. The month of August will bring income from the Martian pursuit. Like definitely if you are working as a broker, as a realtor, you're dealing with any of the businesses which comes in the domain of the planet Mars, you can get benefited over there. The months of September and October will be good for the creators, freelance people and self-employed professionals. November, December is good for strong achievements in the public or artistic creative domain. Now guys, once we will reach your 10th house, definitely guys, in your 10th house, we will find the energy of the planet Venus in the form of the Taurus sign over there. So guys, the points which I have written over here, that your 10th house is going to be receiving the third aspect of the planet Saturn from March 30th. And the point to be noted is that this third aspect is coming from the 8th house. So that means generally it has been seen that you have to be a little bit extra cautious while dealing with your bosses, because the third aspect of the planet Saturn is a very restraining kind of aspect. Like rather I would say more than the 7th, it's the third which creates more blockages and slow down things. So it's like a speed breaker and all. So you have to be a little bit careful, and definitely guys, this year is supporting the expansion, scaling up, progress, but especially while dealing with the bosses or wheresoever your public image or you are the face or something, over there you have to follow integrity and honesty and all. That will become very important. So, and again guys, the months of January, February, the transit of your 10th lord from a friendly sign in the 7th house, we say this thing that it's like a bhavad bhavam, 10th lord going 10th from it in the 7th is considered as a uchpad, higher attainment of position yoga. So January, February transit of the 10th lord from a friendly sign in the 7th house and then getting exalted in the 8th house is good for recognition and sudden gains. The months of March and April is sensitive because of planetary concentration in the 8th house of yours along with retrograde of Venus. So that means this is going to be the month which can turn around things. This could be in your favor or suddenly things can go out of your hand. But again, because 10th lord is retrograde as well, so some sort of lost opportunity could also be reclaimed. But again guys, you have to be very, very careful. Any of the deeds done by you in the past, now good or bad, that is a different case, might resurface and you might have to go through the same pain, pleasure or sense of achievement over and again. So be very careful. The month of April is sensitive for you. Along with that guys, the months of May, June and July is good for growth in career and doing things for on-the-job training and learning. The months of like August will be good for recognition, boost in your income and networking. The months of September and October are good for travels and your personal branding. November and December are going to be filled with financial opportunities, comforts and contentment. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 11th house, so beyond any doubt, Jupiter, the most benefic and the biggest planet, is going to be coming over here on May 13th. So Jupiter's presence over here after May 13th will open many doors of financial opportunities for you. It will expand your network circle or your area of influence. Along with that, because Jupiter from over here is gonna give its aspect to other houses as well, so definitely its other aspects are also supportive for connections, childbirth and the marriage. And lastly guys, when we talk about the matters of your 12th house, we all know this thing that you will find the energy of the planet Moon in the form of the Cancer in your 12th house. Now it becomes very important because whatever happens in our life on daily basis, like right now today, at the time when I'm recording this video, I was somehow feeling very religious, very spiritual. In the transit, Moon is transiting in the Taurus, exalted, conjunct with Jupiter. So this is how it happens. So I mean to say, somehow your daily theme gets decided where moon is transiting, and a lot will be dependent on where the slow moving planets are transiting in the zodiac belt, because only if it is going to get conjunct with an exalted Jupiter, it will suddenly uplift your morals. And if suddenly it is going to get conjunct with a like Mars in Scorpio or Saturn in Pisces, it is suddenly going to shrink down. So I mean to say, for the 12th house, which is the house of moksha, along with investments and all, so this year on a daily basis you will experience major shift when your 12th lord transiting moon is going to be getting conjunct with Jupiter in your 11th house after May 13th. So those 2.5 days you can expect some good news or some new ideas. It is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 8th house after March 30. So those 2.5 days will be mostly flavored with spiritual thoughts, epiphanies, or this could be anxiety. It is going to be conjunct with Rahu in your 7th house after May 18th. So those 2.5 days will invoke thoughts of charity and investments. And it is going to get conjunct with Ketu in your 1st house after May 18th. So those 2.5 days will be highly spiritual, intuitive, or the thoughts of past losses, or kind of feeling lost. You can connect it this way. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyawad.